stretch, bro. I'm tired. Ooh, I just need a moment. I literally just parked the car. I'm trying to stretch the seatbelt, trying to hold me, bro. They ain't trying to hold me back. They wanna hold me back, or however the song go. That was my song, like, in like 2019, bro. It's 2025. I'm so freaking old. All right, what's good? Welcome. We've been actually getting some pretty good views the last videos. So I'm glad that we're finding our audience, we're finding our community. Grateful for y'all to be here chilling. I wish YouTube, I have to go see if it do it different on the desktop. But I appreciate the people. We had someone that donated yesterday. I really appreciate that. This helps my family, my business, all of that good stuff, and what I can continue to offer to the community. I still don't get paid from YouTube, but even though I monetize, it's really weird. But we're almost there to the threshold, so like, yeah. But I'm just grateful we had a donation yesterday, so I'm really grateful that people see the vision and the things that I'm trying to do. But I've already had enough of people, and it's only 8 in the morning. Like, what the heck, right? Hey Alex, so I dropped my son off. I dropped him off at school. Then I went to go get my coffee. This is the crazy thing. I'll tell you this story and then we'll go inside. This one lady, I think I seen her in here before. If you don't know what you want, why are you in line? And you asking questions about every single item. You look over, there's a line behind you. If you were conscious, or like just conscious of your surroundings. Like, I know it's overstimulating. Hey Aiden. Hey Alex. I know it's overstimulating when you are going out places with your child. I speak from experience. But if I know this is the lore, so I use terminology. I have like my own terminology. If I'm farting around and I know there's a line behind me, and you look over, good morning. You look over, there's a bunch of people waiting on their order that have already ordered. There's chaos going on behind the Dunkin' counter. I love the Dunkin' people, and I'll wait because they always get my order right. I appreciate them. The sweet lady that always hands me my drink, they know I'm a regular, so I'm gonna wait. But like, at least have some respect. Be like, I'm sorry, just if you could bear with me, I'm still trying to read the menu. None of that was utter. She went on her phone. The child was like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, the child had her own phone and she had it like propped up. Legs was spread out, looking at the phone like at eye level. Like, I have to do a visual when I'm in the car. You got all of this going on. At least just be considerate and be like, I'm not ready to order. Thank you for the like. That was my story. That was too much. Like, I'll never get mad at a service person for doing their job with the chaos. But like, as a customer, you need to be considerate of the environment. That's all I'm saying. And then something else happened. I'm trying to pull into the Dunkin'. If y'all didn't know, I love Dunkin'. Dunkin' need to sponsor me. I've been saying this for like a grip. Dunkin' need to sponsor me. And they didn't have the big straws. They had the small straws. I'm not complaining. Like I said, it was a lot going on. They had a lot of orders, mobile orders, and people waiting in line, or with people standing there that ordered in person. There's no drive-through. This is like a walk-in location. But anyway, I didn't even get into the parking lot yet. This is what I mean. Like, not everybody needs to drive. Intersection. Then right after the intersection, you make a left to get into Dunkin'. Nobody was turning into the Dunkin' parking lot, but it was stopped. I'm in the middle of the intersection. I'm watching the timer count down. I'm like, are we gonna move? Ain't nobody. I think maybe one person, there's a school a block up. Maybe one person turned, but I'm like, this white car in front of me had so much space. I'm like, you're like trying to put other people's lives in danger just because you won't scoot up. Then the light was green. It turned green again for the where the congestion was, the light after it, and they still not trying to move. So of course I'm gonna, yes, it is a cozy jacket. So I'm just like, people just can't drive on. Maybe they didn't get their coffee yet, because y'all tripping. So I got a compliment yesterday. I was telling y'all this in my live yesterday. I went into Dunkin' and I seen this lady. She had a really nice little suit, like a blazer and a skirt combo. It was plaid. It was really cute. I sound like the lady on the news. I have a nice voice. I appreciate that. I do like yoga teacher, so it's, you need to have a nice voice. I would say yes. You need to have like a nice audible voice if you're cueing, and you like any speaking that you need to do. You need to have a nice voice for people to be able to follow. Okay, we're getting off topic. So my friend came over, and they're like a skater. My husband does skateboard, right? And they dropped off. We can do a little outfit of the day. I have to do it when I get inside, but he was gonna donate all of these clothes. So this is like kind of big. What the heck? What happened? This is I don't know if you can see. This is South Park. It says South Park. I think he got it from H&M. They got the people on it. I hear a bird. It's a really cool jacket. I like it. It's fuzzy. I like that it's a whole zip up one. This is called Sherpa, I'm pretty sure. I have a orange Sherpa jacket I'm sure y'all seen me in, but it only buttons like 3/4 of the way or whatever. I don't know. Thank you. I got this for the free, so I really appreciate them. I got a, oh, bro, I'm chopped. I'm walking around the whole time. My collar was not popped. It had a whole collar. That's what happens. I was doing the whole drop off. It's too hot. It's cold in the morning. It was like 58. So I was gonna put my son in shorts, but I put him in some pants. I changed that, and then he does half days, and so by the time he gets out, it's gonna be like 66. I just like a cozy sweater, so I'm always gonna wear me a cozy sweater. I couldn't wait to pull this muck out. Let me grab my stuff. So we finna go upstairs. We're gonna do some gardening. I'm gonna show you my corset. I'm working on a corset for a friend. Sorry, I have to put my coffee on, y'all. Your daughter's starting preschool. My son's in K4, so he's doing half days now. We did homeschooling. I taught him how to read. That's so cool to say as a parent. I taught my child how to read. And we went to the library like on Tuesday. And I got him some pre-reader books so he can read longer books. I'm trying to get him ready for that. Oh, that's a big old spider web. Bro, that's a huge spider web. Let me show. That's a huge spider. Can you see that? It's like right there as the sunlight's catching it, but you can kind of see it. That's crazy. See, I don't play about my baby. I do not. He may get an attitude because he's forward, but I don't play about him. Oh, you're blind? Or you're... What? Hey, everybody. What's good in the neighborhood? We home. Stand my coffee up. I get it like a little koozie, so my coffee ice stay frozen longer, chilled, whatever you want to say. Bro, I think I bruised my heel. I'm so pissed. I love clogs, and so I'll show you. I have 2 pairs of clogs. I had these winter ones. I got dust on them. These are my winter clogs. These are platform clogs. So I wear these like when it gets cold, and they're all warm. These are called the teddy clogs or something. I got the Papaleo teddy clog, teddy bear, something like that. But then I'm like, I need ones to lead up to it. So I brought these, right? My fucking heel caught it. I got a big ass spider on my head. Where is it? Where is it? I never trust somebody named Raheem. I feel like, because if we got jokes, I'm going to have jokes too. I tell y'all, if you new here, we want to be polite because I roast back. This is a chill channel. We don't need to be talking about people. What's good? The black activities. Gardening. What's going on today? I never trust a kid named Raheem. I feel like those are always the bad kids in class. Oh my goodness, you saying something. You came into her live and then you disrespected her. So she said something back. I don't think you should say something back. You should let him be a loser. You should let him just be able to say what he wants in your live. Ebola's talking. What? Halloween spider. No, we're not gonna have jokes. That's what I'm actually gonna keep this jacket on. Cause I don't like name calling people names. It's not fair if I can't say it to your face. Y'all know I'm confrontational. I will say it to your face. It does me no good to talk through a computer screen. I can't stand an internet bully. I'm just a chill nigga who like to do yoga and make art. So if you're not about the vibe, you can go, right? And for the returning people, you know we always have to do this. There's always just a bunch of bots that'll come into the live, and then the real people actually stick around. So yeah. We're in my husband's office right now. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, what was that? Oh, his bell. I'm gonna just give a reminder to keep it respectful because I will roast you and then you don't get to say anything because you'll get put in a 24-hour timeout. I'm a mom, I don't play that shit, okay? Let's just keep it cool. Keep it cool and collected. Yeah, just keep it cool. Like we're not going to, I'm assuming if we're able to use computers and technology by ourselves, surely we have the maturity to not abuse technology, right? That would be considered childish, immature. But we're not like that, right? Feel like a star, a superhero. I got Hannah Montana in my head. Got too much on my plate. If you can see the other side of me, I'm just like anybody else. Can't you tell? I hold the peace. To the realities. Bro, I got like I was looking at my calendar. I work 4 days in a row over this weekend. What I got going on? Friday, chill. Saturday, I got a market. I'm going to be in German. No, Friday? Do I have something Friday? No, it goes over the weekend. So Saturday, I'm going to be in Germantown. So if you local, come to Wenland Nursery. It's like a landscaping business, but they're going to have like a craft market on their property. So come check me out. My friend is going to be there, and they have hives all throughout Wisconsin. He's going to be selling local honey. That he's a beekeeper, so it's really cool. I don't know anybody else that's going to be there, but I'm going to be at the Wenland Nature Preserve in Germantown, Wisconsin this Saturday, 9 to 2. You always get the best deals if you shop in person with me. So if you see something like on my website, it's going to be a way better price in person. That's why I'm like, I always encourage you to come out. Because it's so cool when I see people, when I meet people in person, they're like, I've been watching your videos. Or I remember you from last time and you in the same spot. Like when, for like booths and stuff like that. So you can go to Germantown, but you don't have to be German to be in Germantown. Just like we had white people, I'm Native American, up north, a lot of the street names were named after Native American tribes. Just like how these white people lived on a street called Black Hawk, you don't have to be Indian to live on Black Hawk Street. So I don't know what that's about, Raheem. Like I said, let's come on. Let's be logical. I travel as a fiber artist. That didn't sound right. I don't know. Saturday market, Sunday, I'm teaching at the Veteran Sanctuary. So if you're local and you want to come do a donation-based yoga, this is a affordable yoga. So my goal has always been to make wellness accessible and affordable to the community. So I'm teaching again a yoga class to retired veterans. The class is 10 to 11 and anybody can come. It was really cool. We had somebody brought in some homemade bread. Somebody gave me like a rose quartz necklace. It was really nice. It was really cool. Vinny, this is your I don't know what you're talking about. Path. Everybody got a get go. Peeps got diff views bigger than you. What does that mean? I need that to be with some punctuation. I appreciate the people who are actually here for the content because like it sounds like the demographic right now where the video is getting pushed is probably 8 years old to maybe 20 years old because usually the maturity can get a little bit better after that. So there's a lot of weird men in the chat right now. We had a really nice chat yesterday with people. So I said, like, if you're here for the art, stay for the art. Stay for the art, stay for the yoga. But if you want to be a bot, just leave. Nobody's holding your hand. Like, I really don't care if you stay or not. I'm just trying to chill. A black Ashlee that grew up in the suburbs with parents that wanted her to get an education and not put her in the city. Because my parents knew it's all about wanting better for your children. So I did grow up in the suburbs. I don't talk like a normal black person or whatever the stereotype is. Thank you for the like. Vinny seems very upset for some reason. I don't know why he needed to talk about my race. It's really weird. We got a satanic Russian. We got Ku Klux Klan member in the chat. We're just going to hide you from the channel. I didn't participate in the vote, DJ Khaled. We'll just put you in a timeout. No, I'm going to put you in a timeout too. How are you, Matsipi? I hope I'm saying your name right, Miranda. Yeah, we just got to get around the bots. So I was trying to tell you on my schedule. If you are local, I'm a yoga teacher and I'm also a fiber artist. I make custom rugs, I do hand embroidery, and I do paintings. I help people with interior design work. I help people decorate their homes and also match their homes. So like the color palette, the aesthetic, is this your vibe, to the clothes that you actually wear. So if you fuck with that, then stick around. Like it's not a lot of people doing the stuff that I do. I mean, how do I say it? It's always going to be like the 1%. There's going to be the 99% of people that are just going to hate and never follow through to do their passions. So they have to hate on your passion, right? I don't have time for that. Yeah, I've been teaching yoga for like 9 years. It's going to be 10 years, a decade of teaching yoga next June. And I'm not trying to have my message get jumbled trying to respond to bot comments. So I opened the youngest Black-owned yoga studio in South Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I opened it at 22 years old, and my goal was always to make wellness accessible and affordable to the community. Being a minority, and being a young Black yoga instructor, are you the teacher? And I have to say, I have nearly 30 certificates revolving around yoga, mental health, energy work, things like that, right? Hey, I've thought about that, but now I need to wait because I don't want to do like things like that with a small child. You know what I mean? I wouldn't feel comfortable. I don't get like why parents have kids and then they go on vacations or they go on long excursions leaving their children behind. And in this stage of my life, I want to take my child everywhere. I've heard the benefits of, I don't know if we can say the word, but what you're talking about, but I wouldn't want to do that knowing I have a child to come back to. That's just being responsible. So yeah, Saturday I'm going to be in Germantown for a market. Sunday I'm teaching like a free yoga class if you want to drop in, donation based. Does support me as a yoga teacher. This is what I do for a living. I'm a yoga teacher and I make art. Monday, I have something Monday. I'm teaching at a senior home. We're going to be doing a chair yoga class. And potentially Tuesday, I'm going to be meeting with a client. So I'm literally like working, I have like a 4-day stretch of a bunch of stuff I'm going to be scooting back and forth with. So, yeah. All right. Let's get down to business. Was good. I've always wanted to visit New Zealand. I wanted to do that for my graduation, but my family just didn't have the funds for it. I am exactly in a minority in this society. They, I don't want to go over all of that, but the positions I put myself in to be where I'm at, I had to endure a lot of racism. Being in predominantly white spaces, right? Are you on that medication, Blitz Dick? I don't know. We keep mentioning that. Yeah, that's weird. Just going through what I had to go through to be where I'm at as a yoga instructor, I had to do a lot of scary things. I was never like a public speaker. I never like talking in front of class. So I said, if I become a yoga teacher, all eyes are going to be on me. I have to be or learn to be comfortable with speaking. And then I, began teaching classes with like 50 plus people in it. And with my journey of making wellness accessible and affordable, I've taught in all spaces, the standard yoga studios and gyms, but I've also taught for senior homes. I've taught in actual schools, school districts. I've taught yoga classes at the beach. I've been invited to restaurants. I've been invited to like gardens and people's pet flower shops to do yoga. So I've always tried to, how can we introduce this healing modality, this like a coping mechanism? What can not coping, but like what yoga can help you self-regulate. So for the people that are hot-headed in this chat, we can go through the philosophy of yoga, and that's probably where I'm going to lose you, and it's just going to be up here. So I understand. I don't know what blasphemy you're spitting, but you're just going to get you'll just get put in a timeout. And if you choose to come back, thank you for the likes. If you choose to come back tomorrow, maybe you'll have a better head on your shoulder, but I don't know. But I put myself in positions where I'm only working with owners. As a Black person, they're not going to try to give you the best opportunity. How should I say? I've been in situations, and I shared this like in my long form videos, the inequality even in the yoga community. Somebody who is not an American and looking through, like we had somebody from, or we had a couple of people from different countries in here looking through. We are not all equal, bro. What was my point? You know, I'm chopped, but I put myself in positions where I'm only working with owners. I'm not working with no middleman. Like I said, there was the inequality in the yoga community. I'm working at this yoga athletic club for like 2 years. And my friend, she's like, I'm going to be moving over here. I'm looking for like some yoga positions or something like that, right? And I tell her to come over. She's white, right? Why did she start making more than me? But I had been here, and y'all said you didn't do raises. So after dealing with that, like if y'all didn't know, I was at a point where I was teaching like 17 yoga classes a week. Boom, bap, zip, zap. That's how a yoga schedule works, right? You don't get to stay at the place. I mean, you could, but you're not getting paid to stay there longer. You stay for that hour to teach, and then you go home or run an errand or make lunch, you know? So 17 classes for I don't even know how long. Eventually, till I started getting actual contracts. I'm teaching for other people that are trying to split it up. There's been so many like that's why I said that the opportunities are never equal for people of different shades. I'm not even going to say what I'm going to say, because I was accidentally CC'd. This is over, I told you I've been teaching for like 9 years. On accident, I got CC'd from the company and the athletic club. They were like, something about, you need to send us $50 for this instructor. Or I think they said, do I pay the $50 to them or to y'all? And they said to me, or to the athletic club. The business was asking where to pay it, either the athletic club or me. And then the athletic club said, you're supposed to pay us, and then we pay the instructor. So of that $50, I see that the athletic club was charging that business $50, but then I was only making a third or something of that. You see what I mean? So over the years, learning how to get my own yoga opportunities. It's cool to work at spaces, but there's going to be like a cap on your income. When you can like just start reaching out to facilities, hey, you're looking for a wellness thing, and you can just start throwing out prices. Like there was one point, I can be transparent, I don't care, but because this is not a very good school either. A lot transpired from that. At one point, I just threw out a number. They're like, there's 2 locations, and we have 2 K5 classes. So on campus, you'll do 2 K5 classes on this day, and then you go to the other location and do the other 2 K5 classes, right? And that would be in total 4 classes. And they said, so how much you gonna charge? I said 100. So that was like 400 a week. And then I think they did every 2 weeks. From yoga, you can like, bro, if you just, that's why there's only 3 people in this chat. You can do it. Like, all you gotta do is, oh no, nobody cares what you do it till you do it, yeah. I'm just saying, like, there's gonna be so many people like, I'm not gonna give them the best opportunity. I'm gonna give them this little crown. Okay, bet. How do I get over this person? Not like doing them dirty, but like, how do I get in a position where I don't have to keep asking him if I can have another class on the schedule, or, you know what I mean? You gotta make your own opportunities. What up? This is a very like looking at it from the outside perspective. The oppression was I just shared, if you were not listening. My white friend, I was at this athletic club for 2 years. My white friend that had been teaching the same amount of time as me was not at the facility. In the email thread, I asked them, I'm like, so do y'all do raises? We don't do raises. I shared this in my Inequality in the yoga community. There's literally a video on my YouTube, long form video from years ago. I swear I was making like $12 to teach this yoga class, and they started her at like 22. And they said, we don't do raises. Good morning. That's weird. Are you not understanding? Yoga, you get paid $20 and you got one class on the schedule for the whole week. You made $20 for the whole week. How much your rent? Car payment. You got to eat off of $20. So that's why I had to be teaching like 17 classes a week. But somebody with this complexion would not understand what I've had to go through. Everyone is entitled to sharing their story and sharing their opinion. And it's not for the listener to gaslight and say that that didn't happen to you. When I have proof, and I've been documenting this for the last 9 years, I don't have to ask anybody for a raise. There's no longer a middleman. I go speak to businesses. I'm reaching out. That's what I'm saying. Like, of just when you're starting out as a yoga teacher, get your experience in these facilities so you can just say, yeah, I taught in this environment. I know how to run this software, whatever else that they may be asking of you as an instructor there. Get that experience in, and then like maybe after a year or two, a year is still really young as a yoga instructor, but after like maybe 2 years, then you start reaching out to a school or a church or this restaurant that you know gets really populated, you know. So so yoga, being a yoga instructor is not the same as clocking in at a regular place. You only get paid for an hour. So I hope that makes sense. So over the years, you really just have to make your own opportunities. There's so many other stories to share too of inequality. Some, like when you go teach at a white studio and you're like 19, 20, 21, 22, I still get it to this day. You set up your mat, you look young, you look inexperienced, but you've already been teaching like 3, 4, 5 years, right? Hey, hello, everybody. He's at his house. What's good, Justin? I hope you're doing well. Do you need a hug today? This is my own house that I have to pay for to live at. All right. Who is Father Tuck? I'm gonna just let you have your opinion though, Armor Ghost, because we have to put a picture of your hand in the Discord. The segregation or like the racism was right there when I've had already been an employee and given them time. And then they tell me to my face, we don't do raises. And then the lady that I recommend them take on as a great instructor gets hired for more. And you want to say that's not racism? Hood tank. I'm tired. I rent a house. Absolutely. White people always have like power. And it's really evil how they abuse it. I'm deep in the politics, and it's really crazy how these Christian people are behaving. I grew up in a Baptist home. You know, my grandfather was the pastor. I was heavily involved in the church. Parents were deacons and deaconesses. My brother did the sound system. I was in the choir. I was an usher. And then my grandmother, I don't know if she still does it now, but she would travel to speak at different churches. Like, I was heavily involved. But to see how, like, white Christian people are responding to the Calvin Klein situation, CK, I hope we're understanding that. They did not have more experience. You take a black yoga instructor, you take a white yoga instructor. The black yoga instructor has 2 years that they have given to this business that they're already teaching at. The black yoga instructor says, hey, I know somebody, you said you're looking for a yoga teacher. I know somebody else that has the equal experience that I could refer you to. The black yoga instructor makes $12 an hour. The white yoga instructor gets hired for $22 an hour. Can you explain where the racism is? Like, where is it not present? It is right served on a platter. Who is Carson? Carson Haktua. Speak now or forever hold your pee. It really be, you don't even got a profile picture, bro. Relax. Absolute discrimination. I document this, y'all. If you go to my YouTube channel, go through my videos, it's gonna be like probably 4 years ago. What is that? Inequality in the yoga community. I keep telling you, you can go ahead and look at that video. And I shared several times. This is another situation. See, this is the thing. If you're not black or if you're not a POC, you can push it to the back of your head and say, it has nothing to do with your race. You just didn't try hard enough. Nigga. What? So, another reason for racism and just discrimination. I get hired to do this, to open this yoga studio. If you're an opener, you make an extra $10 an hour. I am tired from work. Working, and I told you how much I've been working, bro. I get hired to be an opener at this yoga studio. I got there my first day before the manager. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to open the studio if I don't got the keys. So I'm like, I'm just waiting. I wait a good 10 minutes. Then the manager decides to pull up and let me in. And I start opening it. A week pass or something, I'm supposed to be getting my yoga check. And I'm like, why is it $10 short? You did not pay me the extra $10 to open the studio. She's like, well, you didn't have a key yet. I'm sitting in my car. I was here before you. You didn't even give me the opportunity or the chance. You kind of set me up because I'm like, I'm trying to communicate you over the weekend. I'm like, so am I going to get a key? I already see the checklist of what I have to do. You know, eventually they saw that they effed up and they're like, man, that is on dirty that this person got here before me and I still chose not to pay them the guaranteed of what they signed in this contract. What's good with JoJo Fontana? Hood tank. I'm like, I can't tell if I'm cold or I'm hot. Good morning. We have some bots up in here for real. All right, okay, we're doing pretty good. This is the corset I didn't even show y'all about. I said they started early up in here. That's what we're working on. This is the corset.
You come back to like me, okay? All right. Anyway, I was trying to get into my schedule. A lot of people, not a lot of people, but like when the trolls, it's really crazy for a troll to be like, what the hell is a fiber artist? Damn, nigga, just walk around naked. Why would you want to have clothes? Like, because, a seamstress. What label do you want to put? A seamstress? Does that sound better? A tailor? I not only sew, but I make clothes. Um, Fiber artist doesn't have to just be clothes. I make rugs. So it's really weird when people get mad at things that make you happy. Why are you mad? I'm happy. Like, think about that for a moment. Thank you. People really be in this world mad because other people happy. If the happiness is not because of somebody else's uh, at someone else's expense, that's genuine happiness that somebody's happy about something, right? Yeah, we do a lot, bro. Like, chill when people be mad. Look at this person, happy, having some coffee, talking with some friends, stitching. I don't like that shit at all. Like, bro, what? Go get yourself checked out. I don't like that one bit. You gonna make Sean come out. You gonna make Sean Strong come out. That's my alter ego. Don't be messing with the strong. Whew. Like, I couldn't tell for those last 10 minutes if people actually wanted an explanation or they just wanted to troll and not really see you can do this too, It's not a lot of you can do this. It's always, I'm trying. Big lump sum of money. I don't know how I got here. Just fast forward and skip all the steps. What's up? You can, like I said, you can have that opinion, but don't cement it to me. You are entitled to your own beliefs. But I hope you have a good day too. Another just random, uh, like, because we were talking about racism, against black people, right? It's so crazy. My husband and I were shopping for apartment shopping, right? We go tour this one place and he keeps referring to us as roommates or something like that. And I'm like, no, this is my husband. You can call me Miss Tuck or whatever. It doesn't, whatever. And it seemed like he kept saying, like, not like the married person. Like, he kept trying to say room. I don't. And then this a white landlord. I don't know everybody's situation. No, I'm legally married to him. I told you how you can respect me and address me, but you're choosing, you're choosing not to do that. Um, Really weird. Then, I've never had to do this on an apartment application, but you had to fill out. He gave us a DV form. Never has happened. Never has happened in my relationship. A DV, like they had to be considered if you've had experience with that type of situation. Um, we don't know if we would consider you as a good tenant. I've never had to sign that, so I'm like, I'm not renting from you. I've never signed. That's weird to want to know that. But then we found a way better area. That was crazy, man. That was an experience. I'm like, do you do this with all your people, or do you just see that we're black, that you feel that you need to do that? Um, yeah, it was weird. But they would have done that with a white person, somebody with what is the word? They already have a presumption about you. Somebody like that. I work with black people, so all black people are bad. I don't think you need to work with any more black people if that's how you think. Because even this, um, my husband was going to work at this job. Racism don't exist. Okay, you just haven't experienced it because you didn't get blessed with the goldenness, right? Um, my husband wanted to be a driver at this one job, right? And then they're like, you don't have much experience as a driver, even though this is like a um, an entry driving position. You don't got experience. You don't even need a CDL for the driving position either, or nothing fancy. So we're not gonna hire you, but you can do this job instead. Then my husband went and applied. He found another driving position, and it paid more. So it's just like, bro, you can't have like a presumption about this specific group of people are bad, or like I had one bad experience, so they all bad. Like they said that's a mental health disorder. Mm-hmm. I don't need an echo chamber, but I'm I don't want my experiences to be invalid or anybody else's experience to be invalid. So if someone is opening up to you and sharing something that hurt them, whether it's like with ism, right? Or we just, whatever the situation is, you need to hold space. Like, you can hold space for people if you can. If you have the capacity to hold space, then hold space when people are open up to you. I have strangers open up to me, and they don't even be my clients. Like, I just have people open up to me. Well, I got this going on with my leg, or it's just something random, right? I'm not gonna like be like, hey, or start talking to other people about it. I'm gonna let them say what they say, and I'm not gonna make them feel uncomfortable for not being able to feel that emotion. Like, you're supposed to experience all emotions in this plane of life and in this human experience. So when people are like, "Oh, stop crying," that's gonna get bottled up somewhere, and then one day you exploding on people, and you're like, "I don't know where it came from. Fuck ass nigga did this to me." Like, where did that come from? I'm making a joke, but yeah. So I'm telling y'all, this climate and how sensitive people are. I'm already sensitive. I'm sensitive to energy. I do energy work, so that's why I'm able to pick up on a lot of energies. I hold energy, so I really be trying to like carry crystals on me. So I try not to take nothing home with me, um, sage and all that stuff. But giving yourself the opportunity to have capacity for people and let them express how they felt, and as long as they didn't act in a harsh way, you can't be like, well, I don't condone that. I mean, you are entitled to feel how you feel. You didn't harm nobody. Okay, you can feel what, and I'm not, bro, it's been all over. Like, I have taught and done stuff all throughout southeastern Wisconsin. If you look on the map of where Wisconsin is, I live on the edge. Like, the hand, or is it this way because y'all this way? The little arm from the cuff to pretty much, no, I went to Chicago this year. Nothing crazy happened in Chicago, but from like the cuff to here, this is like the range of where I have worked. I worked all throughout southeastern Wisconsin, so situations vary. I really like Burlington, Wisconsin. Really sweet people, really nice people. Actually, there was one experience, and I did tell this. That's crazy. Majority of the time, I'll say, has been a pleasant experience, but there was this one experience. This was when I was going to do a yoga teacher training. So I rented out a hotel. I think I rented out a hotel. I was getting my training from like 19 to 20. I think it was 18 to 20 because I started teaching when I got my first certificate and started adding on until I got all of my hours to get the 200-hour certificate. So from like 18 to 20 is when I was doing my yoga teacher trainings, and then I was like full teaching by like 21. I'm looking at to rent this hotel out in Burlington, Wisconsin. I think was it the Hampton? We can put them on blast. The Hampton. Hi, what's good? Welcome back. I'm telling y'all about a black experience, a racist experience. So I rent out this hotel. They give you an email with proof that you have rented out this hotel, you did your stay, you paid your stay. This is last year in this history timeline. The next year, I go to rent out the hotel again. They took my money. Give me a call. You're not old enough to rent a hotel from us. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead, find that email from last year when I rented from y'all, and send that to you. So when did the rules change? They did not have proof that they could show me that you have to be a certain age to be able to rent hotels from us. How did I rent from you last year? Oh, you can't hear me. I'm so sorry. My microphone. I'm getting chopped. So I rented this in this timeline. This is a few years ago. When I was doing my yoga teacher training, I was renting a hotel out in Burlington, Wisconsin. I'm so sorry for the sound quality. I was going off because I was getting mad all over again. This, like, people are like, I don't see how you just see racism all around you. I'm like, it is. It very much is. Because how did I rent a hotel from you last year from like the Hampton or whatever? If you Google Burlington, Wisconsin is not that big. Really beautiful, like kind of country area. Small town vibes. I like it there when I've done other things. But like this particular sis encounter, I rented a hotel room. I have the email confirmation, the receipt. I paid, booked, stayed, all of that good stuff. I have another training coming up the following year. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna book a hotel. I get a call. They like, you can't rent here because you too young. From like 18 to 20 is when I was doing my yoga teacher training. So I was like, I think I was 20 years old, probably. And they're like, you have to be like 21 because we've had younger people rent and trash it. So you think I'm going to do this? I just stayed with you. I just stayed with you last year. When none messed up last time. Okay, I see you. We don't rent to young people. So what does it really mean to be 18 anymore in this climate? This was like, y'all can go back and see my teacher trainings. So I rented at the American Lodge or something like that. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna shout y'all out. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Waffle maker. Love that. Sorry, I had to move the microphone closer. But like, how can you not say that was not a type of encounter? Where do I donate? Donate what? So, I hate to say it, but it's really just all around you when you are a black person. Let people tell their stories too. Don't be like, that didn't happen or it wouldn't have went that way. Everyone's not living the same life. All right, I'm going to try to just do another pedal, but we got a little sidetrack. I'm back up on it. I just have a busy weekend coming up. I don't go live on the weekend, so I usually try to keep it on a Monday through Friday schedule. I got a market Saturday, so I'm going live today. Tomorrow should be chill. I got everything at the house, so I don't have to stop at my office to grab anything. I can show you some stuff. Sound fine on your end? I'm going to step away for a moment. This is how ghetto this has got. I still need to buy a new magnifying light. So I'm using my generator. You can't see, it's so small. It's got a light on it. It's 2 bars left. So just to help me with an overhead light, I need to get a new one because that died. I'm gonna show you. So, I'll if you, I'm getting ahead of myself. If you don't follow my Instagram or Facebook, my craft Instagram and Facebook is Confidential Goods. Okay, so I posted a story. I always draw out my booth so I know where everything's going to go. I do remember you were here yesterday. Um, I'm gonna draw. I drew out my booth and I shared my booth on my story. I'm a visual person. I like to do stuff. I gotta see the stuff. That's why I like yoga. I gotta see the pose. I like a good instructor that can like talk you into the pose and you can see what's going on. You're like, oh, oh, oh. Okay, now my leg is burnt. Okay, that's what I'm supposed to be feeling. So anyway, I'll show you my booth I drew, and then I'm gonna show you something came in the mail. This is my notebook. What's up? Hey Jada. I said or Hadia? I remember you from yesterday. I said that. I added some more stickers to my notebook. I had this for like years now. It's crazy. I'm a list girly. I thought I wanted to do junk journaling and bullet journaling. That's just too much. It's too much. I like lists. I didn't want to burp into the mic. I'm a list girly. I get more done when I can see a list, cross out stuff. But in my notebook, I'm always drawing my booth, right? I'm always drawing my booths out. So this is my booth, what my booth's gonna look like Saturday. So inside of what? This is my booth. I drew my tent. You can kind of, if you've been on my channel, I always post in the community. Y'all can't hear me. I'm talking behind the microphone. My fault. My fault, my fault, my fault. I always post in the community tab page where I'm at the day of my market and then my booth setup. So remember this because I take pictures on Saturday. I'm going to get all the angles. Thank you. My products vary. So I have big and small products. I don't have things that fit in the same display containers I have, etc. Right? See you later. So I have a bar cart, and this is my checkout stand. This right here. The bar cart's gonna have my banner, and then I have like a little spinny rack. I'm gonna put my hat on there. The spinny rack is gonna have earrings. It's gonna have buttons and some keychains. And then I have a little menu board. This is my price list right there. The little rectangle box. The middle table is going to be a grid wall and the little circles in that corner. Those are going to be my car coasters. I make coasters that go in your car's cup holder and they absorb the condensation. Those are on my website, by the way, if you want to take a sneak peek. Just an assortment of mini rugs on that bottom shelf. And then I'm going to put like a thing across so I can lay my welcome pillow. And then I'm going to hang some embroidery hoops at the top. I'm going to bring up my pegboard, which I did once and then, no, I did it only because I had my dad's pickup. I now have an SUV, so I can put this big old pegboard in my car. It used to not fit in my sedan, but now we can fit this. Thank you. So this is going to be like a foldable pegboard. My hand's getting tired. It's a foldable pegboard. I'm going to fold it up in a cube, and that's how I'm going to display my rugs. And I have some bags over here. Those are bags that I'm going to be displaying. I'm trying to keep it simple, not too chaotic. But I've done over 10 markets this year, so I feel like I've been getting better with my layouts and getting new props. So I'm just going to show you my new props. After you see my booth, I'm going to show you my new props. It's September, and I'm really debating if I should go to my office, if it's cold enough. So it's getting cold here, and I'm gonna start making beanies again. If you want a custom beanie, hit me up. I have a 1 day turnaround for beanies and scarf sets, so you can get a hat and scarf made. I make like the pom poms myself. You can get a solid color, or I can make it in like a stripe pattern, and I have a 1 day turnaround. So I was gonna show you. Is it too early to start showing my hats? Because we're getting like weird weather. This is a new hat rack. Oh, let me show you. So I went and I'm trying out some new pieces. This is what I'm going to put on my pegboard. I need to make sure I print something out. This is going to be like it fits in the pegboard, and I'm going to just put rugs or something on it. So I actually have a stand. This is how generic and cheap I've been. I'm like, I need to do the upgrades. I usually just make like laminated things that I can tape. I'll roll the tape behind it so it doesn't look too generic, but I'll laminate like price strips. I'll write them out in like Word, and I'll use my font, and then I'll just do like $20 coasters or something like that. So yeah, thank you for subbing. So I got this. This was $22. This is inflation and shit, bro. This is crazy. I had to assemble each piece so it'll lay flat. Take the pieces all apart. This does fit the pegboard, so that's going to be where my rug display is. And then I thought I was getting all the same size, but they have like infant, child, and adult size. So I had like 2 of each. This is the adult size of what a hat hook looks like. I thought all of the hooks were the same size and I could just use a clothing rack. I need to find a smaller rod to use. I have a smaller rod. It's at my office. But I don't want to make the trip over there just for the little rod. So this is a hat holder. You slide the hat on this piece and then you can hang it up, right? This fits a clothing rack, so I thought all of them were going to be that size. And we have like little baby ones, and the hooks are too small. So I'm like, what would be cool is if I had like my grid wall. I built my grid wall so I could put a rod through my grid wall and then put the hats display. So that's why I'm like, I'm always trying to switch up my ideas. If you've seen my layouts from thank you for the like 22 or 23 is when I think it was 22. My stuff was haphazard. I was just so busy, like just trying to make stuff to fill my shelves. Now I'm just trying to fill the shop. I've always wanted to have a shop that has been filled with all handmade stuff, but by me. You can have, and this is no hate, why I take so much pride in my art. Like, I've been in consignment shops, but then some of the stuff is brought off of Amazon, or they're, selling mass produced stuff, and in the consignment shop I'm like, that's not handmade. You just kind of, a lot of like new crafters starting out just buying kits and selling the kits. Like they're assembling. I've seen a lot of like, you buy a crystal catcher kit. Let me show you. I'm gonna put this away. This thing. There's a kit like this. You buy this kit and then you want to sell this to people for like $15 to $25. But this was all in a kit. You didn't source any of the gems. Everything was right there. Anybody could have walked into the craft store and brought the kit to assemble themselves. That's not really being creative, in my opinion. I know, that's why I said that I'm not an echo chamber. You are entitled to your own opinions, but you cannot say like you're a handmade artist, this and that, if you're just buying kits. Yeah. So I take so much pride in my handmade art because it's not only seeing the vision of what I'm going to be making, if it's a custom or whatever it is, I make it down to the tags. When you see my tags, I drew them myself, and I take my Cricut and I cut every tag myself. Um, Let me show you. Like whether it's a piece of clothing, I make the tags. I brought a tagging gun. That's how important it is to me for people to know that they're getting something I handmade. 95% of my shop is thrifted. So this is a thrifted jacket. This is a 1X and it is available. That corset we're working on, this is the same thing we're going for. This is yarn. And then I'm embroidering the yarn in. Clean. What? She stitched that? Yes, I did. Clean. It's all clean. I did the back too. What was it, a Lil Jeezy, Young Jeezy song? It's all there. It's all there. Not only focusing on the handmade portion of it, but the details of the buying experience for people. I handmade the tag. My tags say, this goodie was made just for you, and then it says confidential goods, confidentialgoods.com. I make it down to the tag. So I drew the tag, I cut the tag with my Cricut, and then I have a tagging gun, and I tag everything. I don't outsource anything. The only thing I outsource is my business cards, because I don't have the printer to do that glossy finish stuff. But homie don't play. I don't play. Let me show you. This is my business card. This is all past art I did. I found a really nice tip about, if you're an artist, put your art on your card. There we go. These are an assortment of rugs I've made, embroidery hoops, pillows. I've embroidered jeans, and I also like do jackets and stuff like that. So the embroidery hoops right here, these are all individual knots. If it's going to focus, it's trying to look at me. Those are all individual knots. That was really fun. This is my info. If you want to snap it, you got to reverse it on your camera. And that's how you can contact me for customs and stuff. Send me an email. Oh, yeah, homie, don't play that. This is the thing about how energy transfers. I'm a Reiki master. I do energy work. I'm a sound therapist. If you didn't know, I'm a yoga instructor and a fiber therapist, right? Energy transfer. So as much loving energy that I put into the thought and the design of these products that I make, I want the customer to feel that. When I get business cards, they charge you like an extra $5 or $5 to $10 to round it. I have a corner rounder. If I get a 100 pack of business cards, I'm rounding 100 cards 4 times because there's 4 corners. So when I get these cards sent to me, they're all rectangular. So it's all just a really cool experience. Oh, okay. Was that all? I think that was it. See, like, that's what I said. There's lore in this channel. If you knew where Homie Don't Play That is from, isn't that like the Wayans brothers? Homie Don't Play That. I'm in like this weird era where I had an older brother, so I know older references, and then I know the new stuff too. Now I want to hear the song It's All There by Young Jeezy. The proof is all there. It's just the next step is I'm thinking of how can I get a personal stamp? I'm going to buy a bunch of like brown paper bags. That's the one thing I struggle with. I make things of all different sizes, and when we get to the winter months, that's going to be craft season. I'm sorry. That's when craft season ends. I have like 2 more markets after this. I have one this weekend. I have like 3 more in the calendar, let's say. You don't drink coffee or tea? I had to start. Oh yeah, soup and honey. This is a crazy thing, bro. I was making my son yogurt for breakfast. I do yogurt, I'll put honey in it, chia seeds, hemp hearts, cinnamon. I'll sometimes add fruit, and then I'll put like a granola in it. So, like, I really try to do like the most vitamins and stuff you can get in his meals. Um, I don't play about codes. I hate. Oh, let me get this closer. But I was gonna start stitching. I hate codes. I don't play about codes. You need raw honey. You don't need to get the store bought stuff. If you can get like, I was telling you earlier, my friend Robert Henry, Wisconsin beekeeper, and he has the hives all around Wisconsin. He makes his own honey. If you can find a raw honey distributor, or like you got to go to an organic store, Whole Foods or something like that, maybe Trader Joe's. I haven't been in there in years. I don't know what they got. I see people do hauls. I'm like, is it really worth going back to Trader Joe's? I thought they did something bad, so I've been boycotting them. Um, you have one. See, fresh honey. You need the raw honey. That's what's going to help soothe it. I don't play about Ricolas. I get the honey and lemon and honey one, and I think my husband found ones that said echinacea, but I just like if it has honey and lemon in it, get that one. That's the Ricola ones. Cough drops I get. My midwife years ago recommended this like 100% vitamin C powder. You need to chug it as nasty as it is. You get a glass of water, you add like a spoonful to that, stir it up. It's 100% vitamin C. You drink that for 2 days. Um, just a cup, because it's nasty. That's the 1 cup. Hopefully y'all are drinking enough water. That's the 1 cup of water that's just gonna be a little nasty that you drink throughout the day. So I'll drink maybe 3 Stanleys, 3 to 4 Stanleys, if that makes sense. What? For your bee hustle. This is the channel to help motivate people when we actually like get into a discussion. If you can go into your bathroom, put a towel under your door, you're gonna turn the sink and the bathtub all the way on hot, and you're gonna steam. You're gonna use your bathroom like a sauna. And bonus points, while you're running these on max for like maybe 10 minutes at high heat, if you got a space heater in there, sweat it out. Yes, water is life. Don't let it get in your sinuses. Get you that saline spray. It's a specific like spray for congestion. You gotta lay down for like 2 minutes, let it work, wipe your nose, sit back up. That's also another good thing. What was one more thing I was gonna say before the last thing? Use the Himalayan salt. Do the little, for real, clean them sinuses. That's why it's gonna try to stay up in your chest, your throat, nasal passage. Clean that out. And then the last thing is, you feel that cold come on, you do 2 days of NyQuil. It's a whole laundry list, but every time I feel that BS coming on, I don't play. And then you get yourself some tea. Did you say you drink tea or you don't drink? See, you got to be drinking the tea. The tea with the raw honey combined with the lemon. I told you about the lemon and honey cough drops. If you combine your lemon and honey in your tea, a little cinnamon, maybe a little turmeric. Turmeric's good for the immune system. Mix it all together. And I like the Yogi brand. There's lots of stuff to find, lots of great teas to find with the Yogi brand. You can get the echinacea. I like, there's like a licorice one that's really good. Nice, sweet, spicy one. Throat coat, or anyone that's talking about your throat, don't play about that throat. That's where it's going to try to stay. It's a respiratory thing, right? So, hopefully that was helpful. It's a lot. Last thing, because I always do home remedies and stuff, so if you're ever looking for something new too, if it's real bad, put some onions in your socks and go to sleep. The onions, like, they pull the toxins out while you're asleep. You're going to have some stanky feet. You're going to be sweating. You better wear layers. You better wear some layers to bed. Sweat it out. You gotta make that them germs be like, I can't stand this person. They just making it out of here. They started in the bathroom, they was steaming. I say, okay, fine. Then they wanna throw some NyQuil down here, boy. It's getting a little hot up in here, man. Then what they do next? Then this nigga wore like a sweatsuit to bed with some onions on. I'm like, by the next like 2 days, give it 2 days. Give it 2 days. Just see how you feel. That whole concoction, okay? All right, I need to finish this petal. We're going to do a petal alive because I really have like a small window when I try to do these lives because like in an hour, oh, I gotta go get my son from school. Such a cutie patootie. We got one more petal to do. Ay. Ay, 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 ay. Mind you, I'm sewing on mesh. Really hard. All right, last stitch. It's not the last stitch. It's gonna be like a doubled stitch. I'm gonna hold you in place for. Let's do. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You cutting up, for. There's this one creator I watch, and it's like this white dude, and he pretends to be like the deadbeat baby daddy. He's like Cheyenne, Cheyenne. That's like the baby mama. Thank you. I didn't know you wanted me to watch the kids, Cheyenne. And like when he be getting irritated, I didn't know, fuh. And like, bro, he's so funny. I think another character, he has a lot of characters. Another character he has is the guy at the bus stop listening to music, can't nobody else hear it. Or the funny one, my grandmother said I could come over here and ask for some juice. And he puts like this wig on. I'm too young. Bro. The lives I have lived. Okay. We got one more petal. Can he do it? Dun, 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 dun. Let's get to it. Ooh, that's ingrained in my head. That's like an old choir song I had to sing. Come on, shake. Come on, roll. Everybody hit the floor. Yo. Relax. Relax. Okay. I wonder if this will be enough string. Somewhat enough string. Sean talking enough string. Gotta keep patting it and laying it flat. I have enough. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all can't even see this shit. I have enough yarn, but I don't know if I might have enough scream. Scream. DJ Scream. Scream. Pull, pull, pull. Oh, that's close. I'm not trying to stab the skeleton, the foundation of this corset. How are we gonna do that? We're gonna just make the petal a little smaller. Yeah, we're just gonna have to put you right here. There. We playing chicken with this yarn, or I'm sorry, the floss. What is kin off knot? There's these like really sharp needles I've been thinking about getting on TikTok. They're only like $5. I already got some beading needles I ain't used yet. I don't need to be buying more stuff. I have to pee now. Let's get serious. Sean. Okay, we're gonna put you right. Actually, it's gonna be 2. We almost done. The girls' room. It's a little far. Okay. Come on. Chicken. And then I'm gonna just do one here. I'll double it. You know I had to double it. Hopefully the French knots I make will lay it down. But we're gonna secure it, anchor it down here. Then I'm gonna have to triple it. We're at the end of the flower. We finished the flower. I was like, let's just push it to the limit. What time is it? Oh, 9:30. Cool. I usually try to end my live around this time if there's like clients or anything I need to contact, confirm, all of that. I can do that before I go pick my son up. So, we're signing out shortly. Just give me a moment. What's up? I'm missing the comments. I'm gonna sit down because I'm sitting on my charging cord. What's up? Yes, for just advice. Give me one moment. Did I tie this? I don't think I tied this. Finish. Let me tie this up and then so I can think of actual good advice. I'm gonna double knot this. Don't want to lose my needle. Bear with me. That was just enough for this. Now we're gonna cut the front. We have the yarn on the front. Ta-da! Then I'll go in the middle and I'll do French knots for this one as well. So I did French knots up there. I'm gonna do French knots down there. We just finished the pink. This is yarn, continuous string of yarn that I made into a flower. I'm doing this on mesh. This is really hard. We also put some wagon wheel stitches, some roses right there. I'm debating if I want to add more. But we're going to use all of the colors of the roses. We're going to use the same, like the color of the yarn to make flowers continuing throughout it. So advice, let's make it more like a podcast. So my advice would be go on Facebook. You need a Facebook, unfortunately. That's the one thing that sucks. There's a lot of things that suck. But kind of the one more annoying things that sucks about having a business is having to keep Facebook and Instagram. I do not like using those platforms. Engagement is terrible. YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and Snapchat is where I get people that are actually interested in the stuff that I'm doing. It's not like friends and family because they're never going to push that, okay? Your biggest supporters are going to be people you don't know. They're going to be people you find at booths. They're going to be online. I don't know where you could find them. I've been a lot of interesting areas. Like bro, it's been like the coldest shit though. I'm just so grateful for the people that do find my videos. I mailed a rug to Portland, Oregon. I've never mailed a rug over there before. I had somebody drive down from Green Bay, Wisconsin to pick up their order. And then, like a week or two ago, I mailed a handmade embroidered hoodie to New York. Like, bro, your friends and families are not going to be making purchases like that. This has been like 4 years of consistency, having a child, and getting back into a business. That's been a lot. So over 9 years, 10 years of being a yoga instructor, and then in like 2020 is when I started doing my art again. But yeah, you need to be on, why I say on those IG and FB, because that's where they'll post events and things you can try to join in, fill out the forms in enough time, because right now, not a good time to try to look for markets. They're trying to wrap it up. I'm usually trying to wrap it up, but I'm like, honestly, I don't know. I have like 3 more markets. I don't like doing markets when it's cold, but I'm like, now that I've been doing it for so many years, it has helped me to draw out my booths. So I draw out my booths. I know exactly my inventory. My products change. The sizes are never the same. Thank you for the like. So having a visual so I can go in there and like not being scrambled the day of. Getting equipment on wheels. I only buy totes that have wheels. I only use one tote. I have a collapsible wagon so I can throw like 2 tables in there, clothing rack, sandbags. It can hold like 300 pounds. So I'm only making like 2 trips. And even with the tote, if the tote, I be putting my register, I put a lot of heavy stuff in that tote that you just seen over there, and my other one cracked after like 4 years of having it. I got a heavy duty tote again. It's got a handle on it so you can roll it. If I don't feel like rolling it, I just throw the tote in the wagon. The wagon can hold 300 pounds. Getting yourself like a checkout stand, make yourself look legit. Personally, I don't like shopping at tables where I got to do the QR code stuff. I keep it short and simple. People who got money, respectfully, are using a debit card or they got the cash on them. So I do cash or card through Square. I do have Venmo and stuff because I was doing that for yoga and people. So like when I get a market and people want to get something and they have a Venmo, it goes to the yoga business. So then that's just another thing I have to bookkeep. I don't want to have all those things. It's just simple to have cash or card. And some places don't do cash. I'm like, why would you go to a market where you know there may be little kids that could afford, they got their allowance money on them or something like that. You can't accept cash. Don't shoot yourself in the foot and not accept all forms of payment. Like I have those on my app. They're just used for the other business. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. I do have those. My form of bookkeeping, I text my husband every time I make a sale on market days. I text him what it was, how many, cash or card. And then it makes it easier for me to go through my text messages. Like markets on Saturday, I'll wait until Tuesday to do my bookkeeping to make sure everything has been deposited from Square or whatever app is taking their portion first. Price your stuff accordingly. And then on Tuesdays, I'll do bookkeeping. But price your stuff accordingly so you're not losing money. That's the craziest thing, bro. Please don't lose no money. And that's still something that I'm learning. Don't undersell yourself. Cause like I did I got a pack of white canvases. I got like a 7 pack of canvases from Hobby Lobby for like $12.99, bro. First painting with that pack, I charged like $70. I'm like, that was a lot of work. Charge your worth. And then I slowly like increased from there. But everything is like different that I make. If it's like a standard thing, then you know a standard, whatever it is. It's always different materials. I had to go buy extra floss for this project. It's a bunch of, Anyway, price accordingly. Have like tags. That's why I make my own tags. Like have some tags so people can read. Some people are just antisocial and they don't want to talk to you when they're shopping. And then you'll make like a silent sale, I call them. Sometimes I just get somebody like, bro, it's just really interesting how people like interact with your booth. Like they just, I can't even do it. They'll just be no eye contact with you. And they'll go right up to the register. A silent sale. I call those that. So some people like engaging. Another tip, people be like, you should stand. You need to be standing so you can greet people. I don't think it makes a difference. If it's like a lot of people, I want them to know that there's somebody manning this table. So I will stand up. But if it's just a little couple people, if I'm not already standing, I'm not going to. That already just seems weird. Somebody's walking by. How you doing? Like, just make the person feel comfortable. Thank you. Hello. I was answering a question. We got to be respectful. T tribe. Is it like low testosterone? What does the T stand for? Testicles? Testicle tribe? That's a weird tribe. For any other advice, make sure you got a solid setup. Stuff is clear. Don't have stuff haphazardly. Please learn from me. If you scroll and see my other markets from like years ago, please, I'm trying to move my stool up. Don't put your stuff haphazardly in there. We far away. Level your stuff. I started getting grid walls. What else? You can go to the thrift store, they say. Thank you. You can go to the thrift store and find little stands. Target has little stands, little cupcake stands you can think about for that, for like smaller stuff. Because if you type in the exact thing on Amazon, they just gonna rip you off. Bro, that's why I don't be trying to buy stuff on Amazon. It's just, I'm glad I got most of my stuff years ago, my craft supplies, and I've just been trying to be resourceful with how I use it and not wasting my stuff. That's why I recycle a lot of my art and supplies. When I have to make a trip up there, they gonna try, or I guess just for Amazon, they gonna whack you. I watched a pair of scissors. This is what I mean. I have stuff sitting in my cart, some that I'm thinking about buying. I watched a pair of sewing scissors go from like $8, $9 and went up to $18, $17. It's on my community tab page. Bro, if you scroll, it's kind of a minute ago I posted this, but like Amazon a ripoff. If you search it word for word, market setup stuff, they're gonna be charging like $20. Oh, another thing, you probably could find stuff on Temu. I don't know what the tariffs and stuff. I've never brought anything off of Temu because I know they're not being paid correctly. So I don't think I've ever brought anything off of Temu. A sunglass rack. Not just for sunglasses, but that was another thing I was going to recommend. Acrylic racks are nice. Easy takedown racks. They be made out of that weird fox wood looking stuff. They look like wood, but they fit together like puzzle pieces. You can stand stuff up, right? Those are good for markets. There's one other thing. Sometimes you need music. I've had events, they got freaking polka music playing. It's been like a big block party. It's blocks of tents, right? They playing polka music. I make like streetwear. I make like cool kind of edgy stuff, right? I don't know. I think I make kind of cool. I think I make some heat. That's all I'm gonna say. I think I make some heat. So the vibe for people to want to come into my booth, maybe I'm playing a little gunna, maybe I'm playing a little Kid Cudi, maybe I'm playing a little something, right? So then you'll attract some people in there. Um, I don't know how to debunk if the standing behind your booth makes a difference or not, but I feel like as long as people see you, I have a chair that I bring with me. Make sure you bring a chair, or you can sit on your tote. Make sure you're comfortable, and a generator. Please get yourself a generator. I'm sorry, chat. Get yourself a generator. This was like $6. I'm sorry, 60. Comes with a handle. I misspoke. You got little charging things, because every market they're gonna ask you, you wanna pay us an extra $30 so you can charge your phone? Maybe you need to heat up your truck. I mean, it sucks if you can't help it and you're a food person. But most times the food people, they're making back their booth. Now as an artist, that's where it's like, is my demographic gonna show up today? Make sure you promote. I'm gonna be in Germantown at the Winland Nursery. That's my promotion. Saturday 9 to 2 p.m. Show up, show out. I've seen people do make and take stuff. If you have like a little craft bar set up, as an actual, I'm gonna give you two ways to look at it. You can be a small business, but please don't say handmade. Like if you buy stuff just to assemble it, that's not a handmade. Take that out your name. So for example, you could have like at your tent, this is all my opinion, right? Y'all ask for my opinion. If I see a booth, I cannot stand pen businesses. People who be trying to whack you for a pen, a pen that you could get, comparison here. You can go to the bank and get a free pen, right? You go, like when people are selling pens and things like that, all of the pieces, I can take a picture and do like an image search and see that you brought all of this off of Temu. You have like a pen bar where you can assemble and make pens. That could be cool, but I'm like, you're not going to make any money. Respectfully, people are going to look at you real crazy if you're charging $25 to put Hello Kitty on the top of your pen. That's wild. That's why I say, if you want to do craft markets, you should just be a demonstration booth. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe. People are going to ask, like, that's why it's hard for people to believe. And I'm not saying it in a mean way. I get a lot of the questions, so you made this yourself? Hell yeah. And I'd be so proud to say it. So as for a make and take booth for somebody who is actually handmade, it would be cool. If you do like embroidery on a machine, you had a machine going, or you are a person that sews, you had your sewing machine going, you could put like little patches. You could have, that's something you would need to promote well in advance. And then people knowing that they're going to the market, they could bring like an item of clothing that you could do a quick little embroidery thing on it, right? Or you could bring blanks with you. That would be a really cool booth to participate in. Not something like, if it's, you're not a crafter if you can just, buy the whole kit offline, right? That's a hobby. That's not something you need to turn into a business. It's an insult when MLMs do craft markets. Mary Kay, doTERRA, what else? You can think of them. That's why are you applying to be in a craft market? That's where you gotta. I've had so many experiences, like markets that allow MLMs, and then specifically artisan focus markets. I've had different experiences, but yeah, I hope that was helpful. If to attract people, you could do like a workshop or a make and take. I've seen a lot of people recommend doing a blind book swap or something like that. However, you could make that into a mystery bag. Thank you. It's just whatever I've learned. Like, There's no gatekeeping. It's like called a blind book swap, so you could somehow edit that into your business. You get you're a person that sells stationery stuff, right? So I make bookmarks, I make stickers. You could make it like a mystery bag. Mystery bags would be something interesting you could add at your table. Some of those I'm like, I really be apprehensive because I'm like, is this like cheaply thrown together or am I really getting some good stuff? You know? So with the mystery bags, you want to charge me $25 and I can't look up in there? I seen one lady in my realm of art, fiber art, right? They were doing mystery bags with like rugs or something in it, like little coasters and stuff. That would be cool. Cause you know it's handmade, it's a one of a kind, you ain't gonna get no other one. But it's like you got these stickers off of Amazon and then you I don't know. Adding more fluff to it, but you know, to justify the $25 price. Anyway, you're a stationary artist, right? You make digital art and stuff, you make bookmarks and stuff. So you thrift books and then you sell your bookmarks with the books and it's a blind book date or something like that. I don't like that idea. Like, what if you get a dictionary? Like, what if somebody you spend like $25 to get a dictionary? You don't even get a real book. You go, because they're like, you go to the thrift store and you pick out some books. What if somebody like, I don't know, somebody gives you a potty training for toddlers book with your bookmark? I would be so hot, like, if somebody did that to me. So take with that with you. I'm making a joke out of it. However you want to do a mystery bag, that would be something interesting to add. I'm always posting my setup too. Some markets ask for your setup. What does a table setup look like? That's why I do a bunch of markets so you can get those sceneries, right? What does a table setup look like for you to see if you're a good fit? Because they really be on dirt. Sometimes, like, the market people who are picking who they want at a market, I had like the most wildest thing, and so I can share this. I shared this in a TikTok real quick. This will be my last story. Or they'll ask for like an outdoor 10 by 10 foot booth setup. So like a 10 by 10 foot is when you're in a tent, right? Notice the C layout, the Z layout. There's different layouts that are visually appealing to consider. My last thought, I'm trying to remember before it slips my mind. Oh, you know what's the craziest thing? I've never met another rug artist. At all of these markets I've been doing in Wisconsin, I have not run into another rug artist. I've seen like other embroidery artists. I've never run into a rug artist. We going way back in the chat when we were talking about racism, right? I'm like, be careful. If you're a POC and you're submitting photos to be considered for a market, sometimes if you don't know the demographic, can you get images of your work without your hands in the work? Because like if they see a black person holding, that might be the reason why they don't want you in the market. So what had happened to me recently, I think I applied for one market and they're like, we already have somebody in your category. I submitted 3 different things that I do. I make rugs, I can do some clothing, and I think I had some earrings. The main thing I was going to highlight. So if they chose me for jewelry, I would, just bring, I don't think I'd ever do jewelry. Example, if they chose me for clothing, maybe I'm bringing my sweatshirts or my t-shirts, right? Or if they chose me for rugs, I'm going to bring my rugs, right? That would be the highlight of the booth or the main focus. I would try to make it so like, yes, I make other things, but the rugs is the main reason that I'm here. So there's not an oversaturation. But they're like, we have somebody from your category. I'm like, which one? If it's jewelry, I ain't got to bring no jewelry. I can bring rugs. Clothes, I can still just bring some rugs, right? And they didn't want to elaborate. I'm like, Then I went back in my email to look at my photos. I'm like, damn, I think my hand was in the photo. I'm like, I shouldn't have put my hand in the photo. People really be like that. Weird. But
Okay, we could talk forever. There's like 11 people in this chat. Welcome. Um, we finished this flower, low key, kind of. How many? I'm gonna start adding French knots. I'll show you. This was the corset we were working on. I have until it's approaching though, and I got like this 4 day stretch from Saturday to Tuesday of events and things I got going on to try to finish this commission. But just this is a I'm like, that comment threw me off. What's wrong with the real Wesley Snipe man? Who are you? Another no name, another just random profile. You couldn't even put your the YouTube said you all. They said when you're creating a face or a YouTube account, upload a profile picture so we can determine if you're human or not. And then when the real West man he tried to upload it, that YouTube sent him an email back, said, don't ever put that shit online again, bro. That scared us. You don't even need a profile. You good. That's what they said. They said, bro, don't you ain't you good, man. We don't want to get scared again. This gonna break the computer if we upload this and let other people see this. We glad you ran that through. All right, so this is how far we got. We did the pink, and I'm gonna add a little mustard colors. We're gonna, let me just show you. I'll just show you. Because I usually am looking at my visual at night. This is gonna be my visual. Hang on. I made it in Procreate real quick. This is what we going for. Okay, something like that. If I have space, I'm not flipping you off. If I have space, I'm gonna add more, but I'm kind of running into the little bars in the corset, so I don't want to go over that. That's the visual, okay? That's what I submitted to my client. They said, okay, well, let's go with that. Bro, everything is just, I never done this before, but we gonna see what works. So, what's good, B Frost? I know it's been a minute. We was signing out though. So if you enjoyed the live, try to catch me like around 8 a.m. is when I try to stream. So like 8 a.m. till about 9:30. We going on 10 a.m. I gotta check my emails and things really quick. I think I'm gonna have to do some bookkeeping later today. Later when I get my son. Okay. Because then I gotta plan out my day. Today is gonna be chill. Today is chill. I don't gotta pick my husband up from work. It's always like so much I gotta jam pack in here. Thank you for like. Oh yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. If you want to see how I make clothes, there was never like, I, I'm a very humble person, and I'm just like, I've never seen anybody doing these things. I want to see somebody doing it so I can learn. And then like I just had this like epiphany, I have to be the one to learn for myself. So that's why I just started making art. And I say this a lot in my live, not often, but it does come up a lot. My inspiration is literally That's So Raven and True Jackson VP. If you remember them shows, they were both black females that were fashion designers. And I'm like, I want to see that. I want to see that. I want to see that. And the art just wasn't hidden. The clothes weren't hidden at a Hot Topic or Spencer's no more. I'm like, I'm going to be the person that pushes it. So that's, how Confidential Goods, my brand, Confidential Goods, has slowly come into effect. Secure the goods. So make sure you like and subscribe. My streaming schedule, which I was trying to tell y'all, is like around 8 a.m. to like 9:30, something like that. I'm Central Time, but I manage like 11 other platforms. I'm on FB, IG, the little ghost. I'm everywhere. I'm on the streets. I'm in the road. I'm in her mind. And I'm in her soul. That's some Xavier Wolf. I don't know if y'all ready for him. His old stuff is good, but now some stuff came up about him, so he kind of a controversial artist. But anyway, like and subscribe. Thank you for being here. Have an amazing day, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. I don't have anything planned in the morning, so we'll do another live. Maybe we're embroidering.
We'll see what the day takes us.